Hey everyone, my name is P and this is a Pokemon Emerald Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Pokemon whose name starts with the letter L. Any Pokemon that doesn't start with the letter L is banned. So that means I can use Loudred but not Whismur or Exploud, or I can use Lileep but not Cradily. My rule set is on screen, but it's basically a regular Hardcore Nuzlocke rule set. I also like to be totally transparent, so I do use rare candies in almost all my runs. I save time and energy, but I lose EVs in the process, mostly, so I think that's a fair trade. I also use the species clause, meaning I can reroll duplicate encounters, but I can only use one of each individual evolution line. Before we get started, just a reminder that Gen 1 through 3 have no physical special split, so the type of the move always dictates what kind of move it is. For example, a ghost type move is always physical and a grass type move is always special. All the moves are on screen now. Okay? Let's get started. I name myself P and we start our journey in solitary confinement. It's so dark and so cold. I wish every day for a glimpse of sunlight as day and night blend together in this prison of complete and utter... Oh, my time's up? Awesome. Now that we're on probation, we try to steal a Pokemon from May, but she catches us. Listen, May, you know I can't go back. I just can't. We make a break for it, saving Professor Birch on the way to help our image. We can't use our starter for this run, so I pick Trico and head to Route 101, where I catch my first potential encounter, a Zigzagoon who I name Lindsay. Lindsay will evolve into Linoon at level 20, who's unreal in Gen 3 Nuzlockes. Go watch Flygon's video on the topic if you haven't already. But until she evolves, she'll have to wait in the box. Our first real encounter that I can actually use is a Lotad from Route 102, who I name Lara. I love Ludicolo, so I'm really excited to use her, even if I don't get a Water Stone until before the 8th gym? What? Why? Well, I guess I'll settle with Lombre for now, which Lara evolves into at level 14, just in time for the first gym. In Rustboro City, we take on Roxanne and her rock types. She leads with Geodude and I lead with my only team member, Lara. She outspeeds and uses the newly learned Bullet Seed via TM, which connects for 2 hits and the KO. Second up for Roxanne is another Geodude. Yeah, Lara uses Bullet Seed again and it gets 2 hits and knocks it out again, completely wiping out the Geodude clan. Last up is Roxanne's ace, her Nose Pass. I use Bullet Seed for a 3rd time and it gets 3 hits, but it only brings Nose Pass to the yellow. It connects with a Rock Tomb for about a 1/3 and lowers our speed. An Oranberry from Nose Pass brings it back over half. Nose Pass outspeeds now, and it goes for Harden on the next turn. Lara uses an Absorb to gain back a small amount of HP and bring Nose Pass back into the yellow. Lara gets hit with a block, preventing us from switching to any of our teammates, as she uses a Bullet Seed, which connects for 3 hits, securing the KO and our first gym battle win. Roxanne gives us the Stone Badge and the TM for Rock Tomb. The second we walk out of the gym, Team Aqua commits a crime in broad daylight, and we've got to stop them. The Hoenn justice system is so corrupt, these guys get away with a crime out in the open, but I don't pay my taxes a few times. While saving the day, we catch another potential encounter, a Whismur on Route 116, who we name Lando. He'll join the team after Brawly, so he heads to the box. We return the Devon goods and get given a Pokénav by the rich old man, who gives us his number. Something about this feels weird. Mr. Briny takes us to Doofertown, the home of the second gym, which Lara is going to have to take on all by herself. So Brawly has a Machop, a Meditite, and a Makuhita. They all have strong stab moves, and we have 10 base power Bullet Seed and 20 base power Absorb. To make matters worse, we only have a Lombre for this fight. So this is looking kind of rough. Let's take on Brawly. He leads Machop and I lead with Lara. She's pushed all the way up to the level cap just for any advantage we can get. I start with a Fake Out for some free chip damage. Next, we use a Nature Power, which is Swift indoors, and get Machop to just above half, as a Seismic Toss does more than a 1/4. Lara uses Nature Power Swift again on the next turn to just barely dodge potion range on Machop. A Bullet Seed thankfully connects 3 times for the KO on the next turn, successfully avoiding a potion, leveling Lara up to level 20, and bringing out our HP source, Meditite. I'm going to fast forward through this since Meditite can't even hit us, and we just spam Absorb until both potions are wasted, and Lara gets to full HP. Coming out third is our Nightmare, Makuhita. we start with a Bullet Seed, which I'm hoping hits twice or 3 times, because if it hits any more, then its Citrus Berry will activate. Luckily, we get 3 hits, leaving Makuhita with about 2/3 left. A Vital Throw critical hit brings Lara to just 19 HP, meaning it's now or never. This is it. We need a big Bullet Seed roll or we restart. Let's roll the dice. We press Bullet Seed, and we get our 5 hit. This is the Lombre of Destiny, the legendary Lombre, Lara the Great. And with that performance, we've won our second gym battle. Brawly gives us the Rumble Badge and the TM for Bulk Up. Now that the level cap is up to 24, we can add some new team members to help out Lara. Lindsay evolves into a Linoon, and Lando evolves into a Loudred. We now have enough team members to fight a double battle. We also catch another encounter, an Aeron in the Granite Cave named Linda. She won't become a Lairon until level 32, so she'll have to wait a little bit before becoming a full-fledged team member. We deliver the letter to Steven and get to Slateport City. We have to pay to get into the museum, but I know those Team Aqua guys didn't have to. My destined life as a criminal calls out to me, but I must resist, and get to Mauville City, home of the 3rd gym battle. Watson and his electric types challenge us to battle. He leads Voltorb and I lead Lindsay. A first turn headbutt does around 3/4, but most importantly, it doesn't get the paralysis. Another headbutt KOs Voltorb, bringing out Electrike second. We need to dodge a static activation if we can. A headbutt cleanly KOs Manectric Jr. and thankfully doesn't activate static. Third out is Magneton. Rock Smash does almost nothing, but it gets the 50% defense drop, which is what we're after. A Thunder Wave gets cured by our berry, giving us one more free turn. On the next turn, we get another defense drop with Rock Smash, but do finally get paralyzed. Magneton outspeeds now and hits a solid Shockwave for half of our remaining HP. We hit another Rock Smash and get our 3rd defense drop in a row. The 20 damage Sonic Boom misses on the next turn, and a final Rock Smash knocks out Magneton, leaving only one Pokemon left, Manectric. I swap into the newly evolved Lando on a Howl, which boosts the Pony Dog's attack. Lando outspeeds and uses a Rock Smash, which does almost nothing, but it does get another defense drop. Is this how the AI feels when they play against me? Static does activate on contact. Another Howl brings Manectric to +2 attack, and Lando stays paralyzed. Unlucky. Manectric howls again, and Lando connects. He gets a critical hit instead of a defense drop, giving the rest of our squad the help it needs to close out this battle. Lando goes down to a priority +3 quick attack, bringing the death count of our run up to 1. I bring in Lindsay to try to finish off the job, and a headbutt barely misses the KO. We've still got a shot though. A priority quick attack leaves Lindsay with just 5 HP as she breaks through paralysis and connects with another headbutt, and winning us our 3rd gym battle. Watson gives us the Dynamo Badge and the TM for Shockwave. We go grab the Mach Bike from the creatively named Ride L and go to Meteor Falls to stop Team Magma from stealing a meteorite. However, when we get there, Team Aqua beats us to it and steals it from them. This would have gotten me at least 5 years in prison. We take the cable car up to Mount Chimney and take in the view. It's at this point I realize something. The world is beautiful. I spent so long in the darkness of my cell that I must have forgotten about it. The vast amount of space in the world makes me almost sad. I'll never be able to explore it all. My children, even if I have them, won't get the experience in this world like I do, with global warming and— oh, we're here. We take down Maxie quick, chat with Archie, and head to Lava Ridge Town, the home of our 4th gym battle. The new gym leader Flannery and her fire types are our opponents. She leads Numel and I lead with Lara. Even though Lara is a water type, she doesn't get a water move by level up until level 49. Lara uses the newly learned secret power, which does a little bit less than half. It does get the paralysis. Numel retaliates with a resisted magnitude 7, which does 10 damage. Absorb is neutral because of Numel's ground typing, so it does about a quarter. Numel gets fully paralyzed thanks to Lando from Beyond the Grave, and I make the questionable decision to use Bullet Seed to KO. But I stay unpunished as Numel goes down, bringing in Slugma second. A Silk Scarf boosted secret power won't be a 2-hit KO, as it does just less than half, and Slugma sets up the sun, which is not good at all. If Torkoal comes in with the sun up, it's game over. Another secret power brings Slugma to the red and gets another paralysis. Since Flannery is gonna heal, I take the opportunity to swap into Lindsay. We lock into super effective rollout, and it does over half on the first turn. Slugma's Smog connects, but it does so little, Flannery honestly should have just skipped her turn. A second turn of rollout KOs Slugma, fading the sunlight out and bringing in Camerupt third. The third turn of rollout brings Camerupt into the yellow, as a tackle does very little as well. Lindsay's fourth turn of rollout KOs one of my favorite fire Pokemon, and brings in Flannery's last Pokemon, Torkoal. Lucky for us, our fifth turn of super effective rollout connects and brings down Torkoal in one shot. And with that, we take down Flannery and win our fourth gym battle. We get the Heat Badge and the TM for Overheat. Right after walking out of the gym, Meg gives us the Go Goggles, which finally lets us go into the desert on Route 111. We finally get a new encounter here, the root fossil inside the Mirage Tower. After we take it to Rustboro City, a Lilip named Lila joins the team. She can't evolve in this run because Credilli probably doesn't start with an L, so she'll stay a little octopus plant thing. Her rock typing is going to be super useful to resist the next gym's stab normal type moves. Speaking of, we backtrack to Petalburg City to take on our snitch of a father, Norman. I haven't forgotten, Dad. I know what you did. You're the reason I ended up there, all alone, and he leads with Spinda and I lead with Lara. A fake out gives us some free damage on the first turn as Spinda flinches. A secret power doesn't even bring Spinda to half, as a teeter dance causes Lara to become confused. I swap into Lindsay to shake the confusion, and she takes a facade for about a third. Lindsay hits a headbutt on the next turn, bringing Spinda to a sliver and causing it to flinch. Norman heals with a hyper potion, but a headbutt does over half, meaning a second one KOs right away on the next turn. Second out is Slaking. Since we grabbed the Dig TM from Fall Arbor Town, we can fairly easily stall out Slaking. Because of its Truant's ability, it only attacks every other turn, making moves like Protect, Detect, Dig, or Dive an easy way to take it down. Pelipper is a great option for this fight if anyone struggles here, because it learns Protect by level up at level 25. We successfully stall out Slaking with Dig, and Norman brings out Vigoroth third. I swap into Lila, who resists Stab, Slash, and only takes 11 damage from it. Lila doesn't really learn any good attacking moves for a while, so we're stuck with basically Confuse Ray. We connect with one, and a Facade does light damage. On the next turn, Vigoroth breaks through Confusion and uses an Encore, which is fine, I guess. I swap into Lara since Lila isn't really doing anything, and she takes a Hard Facade for almost a half. A critical hit Fake Out does about a quarter as Vigoroth flinches, skipping its attack. A Confusion finally does something as Vigoroth hits itself in Confusion. That damage plus Lara's secret power brings Vigoroth down to the yellow. I stay in here, which is dumb, since Vigoroth snaps out of Confusion and hits a Slash as a secret power brings the Zack and Cody looking monkey into healing range. I'm gonna fast forward a little since we basically Confusion Stall and swap to Lindsay for some Rock Smash spam until it goes down, and that's boring. But yeah, Vigoroth finally goes down, and out comes the scariest Pokemon of all, Linoone. I mentioned this earlier, but Linoone with Belly Drum is insane. Linoone doesn't actually learn Belly Drum until the mid-40s, but this one has Belly Drum, so we're not looking too good. I was banking on Lindsay to have some more HP so she could finish the job, but I think I have to rely on chance now. Linoone uses Belly Drum and cuts its HP in half in exchange for max attack. Lila's Confuse Ray connects, and now it's a coin flip. Losing even one team member here is honestly deadly. Sacrificing Lando against Watson gives us very few options left in terms of team members moving forwards. So here are the outcomes. Heads, we lose the run. +6 anything KOs every member of my team, and it outspeeds every member of my team. Tails, Linoone hits itself in Confusion and takes itself out and wins the battle. Let's see how it goes. It was Tails. Linoone takes itself out, and that wins us our 5th gym badge. That sucked. Like, really sucked. I should have played that way better, but regardless, Norman gives us the balance badge and the TM for Facade. Right after the gym, Wally's uncle bribes us to keep quiet about the job we did 5 years ago with the HM for Surf. This opens up the map of the corrupt Hoenn region. Before we go exploring though, Linda finally evolves into a Lairon and joins the team as our 4th member. We get to the abandoned ship, which has a water stone for us, but it's locked behind Dive. We can always grab the Ice Beam TM, which will be useful coming up. We get to the Weather Institute, get given a gift cast form, who I promptly release, and we get to my favorite city in all of Pokemon, Fortree City, home of our 6th gym battle. We head inside and take on Winona and her flying types. She leads with Swablu and I lead Lara. Lara uses an innovative strategy where we press fake out and we get some free damage and they flinch. On the next turn, our new Ice Beam TM comes in handy as Lara takes down the Swablu in a single hit. Second out is Pelipper, who is neutral to Ice Beam. We get a free swap into Lindsay since Pelipper always uses Protect turn 1. A Headbutt does a little less than half, but it gets a flinch, keeping Lindsay at full HP. A Protect dodges another Headbutt on the next turn, but a double Protect fails as a second Headbutt connects, bringing the big build bird into the yellow. Winona heals now, but I'm gonna fast forward since a few more Headbutts take down the Pelipper and it literally only uses Protect. Third up is Tropius. Lindsay stays in and hits a solid Headbutt for about a third as Tropius gathers sunlight for a Solar Beam. Another Headbutt brings Tropius to a third as a 120 base power Solar Beam connects for less than half. One more Headbutt just barely misses the KO on the banana tree with what must be 1 HP. Tropius uses a Synthesis, so it's gonna keep stalling for a while. I'm gonna fast forward, but we do end up taking it down as Winona sends in her 4th Pokemon, Skarmory. I swap into Linda, who takes a Steel Wing for light damage. This is gonna be a war of attrition. Since Sand Attack is technically a ground type move, the AI sees it as super effective on Linda. What the AI doesn't know is A, it doesn't do any damage, and B, that Linda knows Shockwave, which can't miss. With the combination of AI manipulation, we set up an iron defense for the occasional Steel Wing and press Shockwave a few times until the metal bird goes down. Sorry about your AI, Skarmory. Last up is Winona's ace, Altaria. Since we're +2 defense, I decide to stay in with Linda and take a solid Earthquake for half of our remaining HP, and retaliate with a Shockwave, hoping for a paralysis. We don't get it, but our Citrus Berry cancels out the Earthquake, giving us one more chance for a paralysis. Linda takes another Earthquake into the yellow and hits a Shockwave that crits, but doesn't get the para. I'll take the crit though. I swap into Lara, who takes light damage from a resisted Earthquake. Altaria tries to set up a Dragon Dance, but it's too late. A single 4-time super effective Ice Beam knocks out Winona's Cloud Dragon, winning us our 6th gym battle of the run with only 1 to go until we get Ludicolo. Winona gives us the Feather Badge and the TM for Aerial Ace. After the gym, we head to Mount Pyre to try to stop Maxie and Archie from stealing the orbs from these old people. I mean, come on guys, even I never stooped as low as to steal from the elderly. That's like taking candy from a baby if the baby thought that you were their grandson and that it was also your birthday that they forgot. We beat up Maxie and Matt, but to stop Archie, we're gonna need the Dive HM. That means it's time for Tate and Liza in Moss Deep City. The double battle twins of Moss Deep lead Claydol and Xatu, and I lead Lara and Lindsay. Lara uses a priority fake out, which crits, to avoid the earthquake damage onto Lindsay, who uses a slash into Xatu for half. Xatu sets up a Calm Mind instead of attacking thankfully, leaving Lara and Lindsay at full HP. On the next turn, a Shadow Wall from Lindsay takes down Xatu before it can do anything, bringing out Lunatone. Earthquake from Claydol does a small amount of damage into Lara and about half into Lindsay. A Giga Drain brings Claydol below half and gives Lara some nice recovery. Linda swaps into Lara's spot as a super effective Shadow Ball from Lindsay KOs Claydol, avoiding the earthquake damage into Linda. Solrock comes out last. Lunatone goes for a Hypnosis to end the turn, which misses and makes my life way easier. A Shadow Ball from Lindsay brings Lunatone into the yellow as a Sunny Day from Solrock, figures, sets up the Sunlight. Lunatone sets up a Calm Mind, but it's all for nothing as a super effective Meadow Claw knocks out half of the planet duo. With only Solrock left, this battle is as good as won. Lindsay protects on the next turn, which actually works out perfectly as it blocks Solrock's Solar Beam, and a Meadow Claw from Linda brings it to almost half. Now it's Linda's turn to use Protect, but it's all a precaution as a Shadow Ball finishes off Solrock, winning us our 7th gym battle of the run. Tate and Liza give us the Mind Badge, and even though there's 2 of them, only 1 TM for Calm Mind. Guys, it's time. It's finally time. Steven gives us the Dive HM after beating up Team Magma, and we can finally get what we've been waiting for. We grab the Water Stone from the abandoned ship and use it on Lara, who becomes a beautiful Ludicolo. My beautiful, beautiful pineapple duck, welcome. We actually also get a new encounter though, as a love disc from Route 28 named Laura joins the team. Now, since this isn't a Drayano hack, love disc is pretty terrible, but hey, at least we have a 5th team member. We get to the underwater sub and head to beat up Archie one more time. Since Archie is colorblind, he uses the red orb and sends the entire world into chaos. On the way to save the world, we get our final encounter, a Chinchou from underwater who we name Leo. Leo can evolve into a lantern right away, so he joins the team. Now, I don't feel like editing the whole Rayquaza thing into the video, because this video is already longer than my prison sentence, but yeah, Rayquaza tells his stupid kids to stop fighting, they listen, and we get to fight Juan now. Our last gym battle against Juan and his water types begin. He leads Love Disc, and I lead Lara. She uses Fake Out for some free damage as always, causing Love Disc to flinch. A Giga Drain on the next turn KOs the Lara copycat and brings out Juan's second Pokemon, Wishcash. I hate this thing. A single Giga Drain from Lara knocks out this ugly piece of shit and brings out Celio third. I swap into Leo in his debut battle as he shrugs off an Aurora Beam for some light damage. A Thunder Wave connects and gets the paralysis, as a Body Slam doesn't do the same and does less than a quarter. Leo hits a Spark for just over half, as a Body Slam leaves him with just over half as well. One more Spark KOs this guy from Mythbusters, and Juan's 4th Pokemon, Crawdon, comes out. A Spark brings it into the red and gets a Para, as a Crabhammer in retaliation does a small amount, but brings Leo into the yellow. After a couple Hyper Potions from Juan, the Star Crab goes down, leaving only one Pokemon left, Kingdra. It sets up a double team, but a Thunder Wave still hits, causing a paralysis. What happens next is some of the best luck I've ever had in a Nuzlocke. Confuse Ray lands, awesome, and it immediately hits itself in confusion. That never ever happens to me. Spark does pretty good damage, and then Kingdra hits itself again. One more Spark brings it into the yellow, and Kingdra hits itself for a 3rd time in a row, leaving it in the red as one more Spark can KO. Wow, that was an easy gym battle. That's like the first one of the run if you don't count Roxanne. And with that, we've claimed all 8 Hoenn gym badges, and we're ready to take on the Pokemon League. Our first battle of the Corrupt 4 is Sydney. He's been convicted of 3 counts of Grand Theft Auto, but has never received any jail time. He leads with Mightyena, and I lead Lara. We start with our innovative Fake Out strategy for some free damage, causing Mightyena to flinch. A Stab Surf on the next turn knocks out Mightyena and sends out Sydney's second Pokemon, Absol. I swap into Linda, as it sets up a free Swords Dance to +2 attack. Absol sets up another to +4 attack on the next turn, as an Earthquake does less than half. +4 attack is scary, until Absol uses a Rock Slide, which only does 30 damage. Linda uses a Metal Claw in retaliation, which brings Absol into the yellow after Citrus Berry recovery. Another Rock Slide connects and... oh god, please not this again. 2 in a row? Why me? 3 in a row? Are you serious? What the fuck? I'm calm. I'm good. I swap back into Lara as another Rock Slide brings her into the yellow. A Surf finishes off this Bertha channeling White Dog, bringing out Shiftry third. Since this thing is part Grass type and sucks, a single Ice Beam KOs the soon-to-be Grandfather Clock, and Cacturn comes out 4th. This guy somehow is actually just a worse Shiftry, so history repeats itself as a single Ice Beam KOs Cacturn back into the Wizard of Oz. Last up is Crawdon, who we just fought. A single Giga Drain takes down the part Water type and wins us our first Elite Four battle of the run. Our second opponent is Phoebe, who robbed a surf shop back in 08. She leads with her first Dusclops, and I lead with Lindsay. This thing literally only uses Protect, so I'm gonna fast forward. We end up taking it down with a couple of Shadow Balls. Second up is Banette. I'm banking on surviving a Feint Attack here, as Lindsay sets up a Belly Drum, but it just uses Grudge, which sucks, so thanks. We use Rest to get back to full HP, and then a held Chesto Berry wakes us up right away. This is called the Resto Chesto strat. I'll fast forward through the rest of the fight since 5 Shadow Balls KO each and every one of Phoebe's team, winning us our second Elite Four fight. Only 2 to go. The first of the remaining 2 fights is Glalie and her ice types, who once robbed an old man of the tennis balls on his walker. She leads Celio and I lead Lara. Our fake out strategy keeps working as always, as Celio flinches on the first turn and we get some free damage. I misclick on the second turn and use fake out again, as Celio sets up the hail for free. It can't be a PomminPs video without me making a stupid mistake. A Giga Drain leaves Celio with 1 HP, as a body slam connects for some damage and it gets the paralysis. Glalie heals, but we take it down after a couple more Giga Drains while taking a body slam in the process. Second out is Glalie, who gave me nightmares as a kid. I swap into Linda, who takes an Ice Beam pretty well on the swap. Another Ice Beam brings Linda into the yellow, as a Metal Claw does the same to Glalie. One more Ice Beam brings Linda to 39 HP, but another Metal Claw KOs, bringing out Glacie's third Pokemon, Walrein. I swap into Leo, who takes a Light Surf on the switch. A Thunderbolt brings Glacie's ace to half, as a critical hit body slam brings our newest team member to the yellow, before being recovered by a Citrus Berry. One more Thunderbolt KOs on the following turn, sending out Glacie's 4th Pokemon, another Celio. A Thunderbolt from Leo barely misses the KO, as the baby walrus sets up the hail again. A few more Thunderbolts KO after Glalie stalls with some full restores. Cheater. There's no healing in battle, there's a Nuzlocke. Last up is another Glalie. I swap into Laura, who makes her first appearance of the run, and she takes a Shadow Ball for less than half. She outspeeds and hits a charm to drop Glalie's attack by 2 stages. A retaliatory Ice Beam leaves Laura with just 18 HP before a berry, and it gets the freeze. I swap into Lindsay, who takes an Ice Beam on the swap for some okay damage. From there, we use 3 Shadow Balls and take a couple of Ice Beams for the KO. Not the cleanest fight, but I'll take it. We win our 3rd Elite Four battle, and that only leaves 1 left to go. Our final Elite Four battle of the run is against Drake, who is a renowned Pokemon thief. He leads with Shelgon and I lead with Lara. The little cotton ball protects on the first turn to dodge an Ice Beam, but it's only delaying the inevitable. An Ice Beam on the next turn KOs Shelgon, bringing out Wynona's stolen Altaria second. Since the Cloud Dragon is 4 times weak to ice, it also goes down to a single Ice Beam. Third up is Juan's Kingdra. Kingdra sets up 2 Dragon Dances to +2 attack and speed, while Lara brings it to the yellow with 2 Giga Drains. A Body Slam does 1 HP less than half on the next turn, but 1 more Giga Drain finishes it off, giving Lara some nice recovery and bringing out Drake's 4th Pokemon, Flygon, who, fun fact, is no one's favorite Pokemon. It outspeeds and connects with a resisted Earthquake for half of our remaining HP, but another 4 times super effective Ice Beam knocks out the Dragon with Goggles, bringing out Drake's ace, Salamence. Lara's Citrus Berry activates as it comes in, bringing her back to half HP. We stay in for another 4 times super effective Ice Beam. What have I done? Lara? Lara, answer me. Lara! I got greedy and risked the life of my sweet, sweet pineapple duck. Lara, I'm sorry. We bring in Lindsay. She uses Belly Drum to max out her attack, and she survives a Dragon Claw with just 17 HP, with no crit this time, thankfully. She uses Rest on the next turn with a held Chesto Berry to wake her up right away, as she takes another Rock Slide for less than half. A +6 Stab Slash is enough to take down Lara's Murderer and win us our final Elite Four battle of the run, but is it even worth it anymore? Lara, you'll be missed. We stand in front of the leader of the corrupt Hoenn region, Wallace, the serial flasher. Like, look at this outfit, he doesn't even try to hide it. Despicable. He leads Wailord and I lead with Leo. Our leadoff Thunderbolt does 3/4, which actually surprised me, as a Wailord sets up the rain. One more Thunderbolt from Leo KOs Wallace's lead, bringing out Gyarados second. Interesting choice to bring out the Pokemon that's 4 times weak to Thunderbolt, but you do you. Gyarados sets up a Dragon Dance, but it's completely worthless, as a single Thunderbolt KOs the fake dragon, bringing out Wallace's 3rd Pokemon, Ludicolo. Is this some sick joke, Wallace? Bringing out a Lara imposter to rub her death in our face? You have no shame, and it's time to pay. It sets up a double team to boost its evasiveness, as Leo connects with a Thunder Wave. On the next turn, we miss our Confuse Ray, because of course we do, and get hit by a Leech Seed for passive damage against us. Leo connects with his Confuse Ray this time, and it immediately pays off as Ludicolo hits itself in confusion, but the damage is recovered just as fast with Leech Seed recovery. I swap into Linda next, as she takes no damage on the swap thanks to Paralysis. Aerial Ace can't miss, so Linda connects with one, as it does just less than half, but a single surf KOs Linda, bringing our death count to 3 for the run. I bring in Lindsay next. We set up a belly drum and cross our fingers for no crit. Whew. We are now +6 attack and ready to sweep through the rest of Wallace's team. We do our little Resto Chesto strategy to get back to a decent HP after another surf, and her rampage begins. A single slash KOs Ludicolo and Tentacruel comes in 4th. History repeats itself one more time as another slash KOs the Calamari, bringing in Wishcash 5th. I hate you. Fortunately, no Rock Slide shenanigans this time, as we outspeed and KO with a slash. Last up for Wallace is Milotic. Even one of Cynthia's Pokemon can't withstand a +6 slash from Lindsay, as it too goes down in one shot. And with that, we've defeated Wallace, taken down the tyranny of the corrupt Hoenn region, and officially beaten this run. Thanks everyone so much for watching. This challenge was the hardest so far by a lot. I had to think of plans and strategies for like multiple hours total, and that's a lot for me. I hope you didn't hate my stupid prison bit that I kept going back to. I thought it was kind of funny, sorry. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, because this video has taken me the longest to make by far. I'd really appreciate it. Our next challenge is going to be even harder than these last two, and I'm sure no one will guess it in the comments. If you do, I'll give you a shout out if you're the first one in the next one. Thank you all so much for the love on TikTok and here on YouTube. My last upload hit like 500 views at the time of writing, and that's insane. So thank you guys so much for the support. One more thing, there won't be a challenge next week. I have midterms and so a lot of stuff going on with school, but I might try to make like a little tier list video or something, but no promises. But for sure, there won't be a full challenge video. Awesome, okay. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been PomminPs, or P for short, and I'll see you next time.